Hi, welcome to this month's edition of SMA Sketch Club. My name is Jerry, and I'm just hanging out waiting for the elevator. Oh my goodness, I've never seen the elevator this full. You know what? This reminds me of a painting that we have in one of our galleries. Let's go look at it. Seeing that crowded elevator reminded me of this painting. It's one of my favorites here at the museum, and it's titled Ourselves and Taos Neighbors, and the artist is Ernest Blumenschein. The artist painted a picture of himself, and that's him in the red and brown striped shirt, and he also put into the picture lots of friends and family. Why did this remind me of the elevator? Or why did the elevator remind me of this painting? That's right, because we have a lot of people in a small space. And if you notice the people in the front of the painting or in the foreground of the painting, we see all of them. We see all of Ernest Blumenschein, we see all of this woman and all of this girl. But as the people go further back into the space, we see parts of their faces in most of them, but we don't see all of their bodies. That's because they're being covered up by other people. In art, we can call that perspective, and it gives our artwork depth. So I think it would be fun if we tried to do a drawing or a drawing like this, and let's go into the studio and give it a try. We're in the studio now, and it's time for us to make our art. And our picture today is going to be inspired by two things: our crowded elevator that we experienced in the lobby, and the painting Ourselves and Taos Neighbors by Ernest Blumenschein. So to get started, we need some basic supplies. We're going to need a pencil and a piece of paper and something to color with. I chose colored pencils, but you could use colored pencils, crayons, markers, or a combination of those. It's up to you. So today when we draw our picture, we're going to be using very basic shapes like triangles, rectangles, circles, half circles, squares. So if you're familiar with how to draw those shapes, you'll be just fine. And remember, this is for fun, so let's just enjoy making our art today. Okay, put your name on one side of your paper. We always want to put our name on our paper and then turn the paper over to the other side, and we'll get started. The first thing we're going to draw is we're going to draw a large rectangle, and that rectangle is going to be the door of the elevator. And our door of our elevator today is open. So we have a large rectangle. Above the elevator door, we have an indicator that lets us know what floor the elevator car is on. So in my building that I'm drawing today, I pretended that it had 10 floors, 10 levels. And I can see by the arrow that is pointing to the 7 that this elevator has stopped on the 7th floor. And it's just very basic half circle, some numbers. You may want to choose a different amount of numbers, and an arrow. To the side of the elevator door, we have a rectangle and a circle with an arrow pointing up and another circle with an arrow pointing down. Those are the buttons that we push when we want to use the elevator. And then I just drew 2 lines at the bottom to separate the wall from the floor. All right, let's add some people to our elevator picture. I chose to add 3 people in the front of my elevator, and because they're in the front, you will see all of them. And I chose a boy, a girl, and another girl. You may want to do yours differently. You can do yourself. You could put you and your parents, you and your grandparents, you and friends. That's totally up to you. But what I would like to point out to you is that the shapes to the people are very basic. Let's start with the clothes. This girl's skirt is a triangle. Her shirt is a rectangle. Same thing here, rectangles for the shirts. So nothing too complicated, and if you're not comfortable doing this, you could even draw stick figures. Totally up to you how you want to draw it. But put 2 to 3 people in the front of your elevator and you see all of them. Okay? Let's make it crowded. Now this looks a lot more like our elevator experience that we had earlier. Let's see, how many people did I add? I put 1, 2, 3, 4 more people in the elevator. And you can tell that we see their faces and we see parts of their bodies, but some of their bodies are covered up by my people in the front. So sometimes it can get a little tricky. So go ahead and think about who you want to add to your elevator scene. Again, it can be people you know, it could be people you make up out of your imagination. Very basic shapes, so add a few more. Now, could I have added even more? Sure, I have all this room up here, so you don't have to stick with just 4 more people. You can add as many people as you can squeeze into the elevator. All right, the last step is to add color to your picture. So I even colored my elevator button so we know this elevator car is going up. And I added designs to their clothing. You can put stripes, polka dots, so they can be solid colors. I did all different colors of hair. It's totally up to you how you want to color in your people. Don't forget to color the background. This is the wall of the elevator, and then there's the floor of the elevator. So that's pretty crowded, isn't it? I've had a good time drawing with you today, and I hope you've had a good time as well. And we will see you next month on Stark Museum of Art Sketch Club. Thank you.